Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, the Force is with the readers, and Luke is in love with a blonde named Mary. Yeah, what? I'm your host, Nathan P. Butler. We're looking this time at a rather odd issue of the Marvel series. It's issue number 89, a filler issue by Ann Nocenti with art by Brett Blevins. Yes, I had to look. It is very forgettable artwork. The issue is number 89. Entitled, I'll See You in the Throne Room. And no, that's not referring to the bathroom, they're talking about the actual throne room. This can be found these days in the pages of Star Wars Omnibus a long time ago, Volume 5, though why you would want to find it is kind of beyond me at this point. The story itself, first off, Blevins' artwork is really kind of off and odd for Star Wars. I mean, look at Raggold, the leader of the local rebellion here. Yeah! I mean, he looks like, I don't know, I don't think I can say what he looks like and how he looks without being offensive to about 6 different groups in society. So I'm just going to say he doesn't quite look right. It's a story that takes place outside the chronology of the series thus far. I mean, what we had before was Luke and Rick Duel and Danny and Pliff and Cheeto and Kiro all off on a mission, and last we saw, Kiro was gravely injured and they were trying to get him back to medical treatment. Only this just all of a sudden goes, bloop, yeah, here's Luke on this planet for weeks, helping the local resistance. Huh? What are you talking about? This must take place prior to those events or after those, though prior to makes the most sense in the context of the story that we're seeing here. Luke is on this planet called Soleil, working with Raggold, which is the weird kind of creepy looking dude there in the purple, who is trying to overthrow the government. These rebels are trying to overthrow the government, and Luke, at the time, has become very close to a local rebel woman named the very Star Wars-y name Mary. Okay. Oddly enough, he would later marry a Mary Sue. Oh, wait. That's probably going to offend some of the big Mara fans out there. Sorry, allegiance and choices of one do nothing for me. Suffice to say, she winds up with him, or at least it seems like they're going to get together, so, it makes sense. Leia's his sister. That won't work, so give him a new love interest and whatnot, but only do it for one issue. Because Raggold winds up being killed, and they're not quite sure why, right as they are being victorious in this rebellion. And as she tries to go find a ship so they can go have some downtime, Mary is running outside when she is herself blasted as the Empire arrives on the planet. Turns out that someone in the rebellion seems to have possibly sold them out. Something is going on. So, what we wind up finding is that Luke goes down to see, or actually winds up running into, he doesn't go down to see, he meets, kind of in the dark, the leader prior to what we saw with the rebellion here. So before he was overthrown, Black Art, not Black Heart, but Black Art. So you know what they're supposed to be saying here. Black Heart, but they can't really call it that. Ghost Rider's enemy, I guess. Suffice to say, he winds up encountering him. So he's going after the killer of Raggold because that's what Mary would have wanted, but he also wants to know who killed Mary and thinks that whoever it is that brought the Empire in was responsible for her death by doing so. And he winds up meeting a little boy named Scamp. Meet Scamp. Now, let me say that again. A little boy named Scamp. Let's flip a page or so. Meet Scamp again. On what planet does that look like a little boy instead of a little girl? Oh wait, apparently the planet Soleil in Brett Blevins' mind. Not good art. Not good art in this issue. The child, Scamp, winds up explaining to Luke that this was all a setup. The rebels on the planet were always, I mean, some of them were truly, meaning to overthrow the government and all, but some of the leaders had actually set it up. The Imperial Governor was the one providing funding so that they would overthrow the monarchy, and in doing so, they would open up the planet to possible invasion during the chaos in between by the Empire, which is exactly what's just happened, only they don't know who it was in their ranks who wound up screwing things up. Luke winds up visiting a creepy, what if E.T. were on crack type of character here, who winds up giving him the information that he needs to finally view a recording where it turns out that Raggold himself was the one, the leader, was the one who sold them out, and he didn't get killed. He just, when the rebellion succeeded, and he realized that, well, now the Empire's coming in, I've sold out my people, he shot himself. He killed himself in the process. And Mary then, of course, died as a result of that secret. Though, of course, at this point, there's no way to get vengeance or anything like that, which is very un-Jedi-like on Raggold because he is already dead. Finally, Luke just leaves the planet behind, sort of a good riddance kind of thing as he's heading off. He does say, though, that he will return someday, which he, by the way, never does, to continue where Riggold left off. For real this time. Now, I think my summary of the plot is probably more entertaining than actually reading the plot, because the plot itself, the way it's written, really kind of struggles along the way. And we get a detour, for instance, to meet the abusive father of sort of the brood that Scamp is part of. I mean, it's really, really bad. The artwork is bad enough. The story, in a broader sense, it's just bad. Ann Nocenti did not do herself a good turn here in writing for the Marvel series with this particular issue. So, I don't even think I need to ask, but we always do, unless I forget it, which is to say, is this story, I'll see you in the throne room, an essential read? No. No, 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 and as I've said, I think only once before in this fashion, avoid it at all costs. This issue sucks. There's not really much more there is to say about it. Because of that, with that, we'll wrap up this episode about this terrible comic. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the readers, if you've managed to tolerate this one.